Good morning, fellow Watch Shavers. Brian here with Watch Shave Experience. Thanks for tuning in today. Today on the channel, we will be using Zíngari Man Socialite along with the matching splash. So this leaked in transit to me, unbeknownst to me, and it sat in there for a while, so the label's a little messed up. I think that I've actually had this. My wife gave me this for Christmas, and I've just had other soaps and other things that I've been using that just kind of sat there, no particular reason. And I finally got into it. I had left it in all of its packaging and bubble wrapped. It was wrapped really well. And when I opened it, it had leaked a little bit. And so the waterproof label is not so waterproof when it sits in there for almost 2 months. So shame on me. I guess I should have opened the splash earlier. I had opened and smelled the soap, which soap strength, or well, we'll talk about that in a second here, but soap notes, scent notes. Lime, gin, and ice, very simple. Smells really good. This has got a pretty nice scent strength, especially, I know Zíngari Man is known a little bit more, Heather's known a little bit more to be on the lower end of the scent strength due to, like, you know, concerns of fragrance burn and things like that. But this one, to me, is a good medium. And I definitely get the lime, and I get a little bit of booziness from the gin, but not too much. It's not overpowering. So anyways, I had left the splash wrapped. It was in its bubble wrap, and it also came in, fortunately, it came in this and the bubble wrap. So it is what it is. I can't even remember where my wife got it from. She got it from me for Christmas, but it was wrapped well, shipped well. I don't think it's anybody's fault that happened, but lesson to me, open stuff quicker than that, man. Come on. All right, let's get into the shave. We're running behind today, so it's gonna be a quick one. Did my Peloton ride this morning, 60 minutes. So those of you that are new to the channel, I've been trying to do the Peloton bike. My wife and I got one early December, and we have both been using it pretty much quite a bit. So, before I get into the rest of that story, I will be using the car with Gladius handle. I put the C plate in today. I was curious how I've been using the B plate the last couple days. Wanted to throw back in the C. The C is where you start to get to a little bit of positive blade exposure. So I'm not super familiar with Sego base. I haven't used a lot of Zíngari Man. I didn't get a ton of volume of lather today, and I'm running late, so I don't really have time to mess with it. So we're just gonna go with what we got. I'm using this King Shave brush that I bought some time ago. I don't think he's making brushes anymore. So let's get into the shave. Anyways, we've been doing this Peloton bike, and my wife came across this Power Zone pack, it's called, and it's a way to train on the Peloton bike. And so they have specific classes for training. And then they have this challenge. It's like an 8-week challenge that we're in week 5 of. So you get on a team and you have to complete certain rides. So we're doing a 3-day-a-week group, and you compete against other groups and try to get your group to complete all their rides. So there's 3 mandatory rides. So there's ice in here, so there's some synthetic menthol as well. And I'm starting to feel a little bit of cooling there. Anyways, there's 3 mandatory rides, or, well, I guess they're not mandatory, but 3 rides you have to do. And then you have an AR ride or alternate ride, which you can add in, which is a 4th ride. So they vary in lengths. Today's ride was actually an hour. I thought there's usually 45 minutes. The hours are usually on Saturdays, so I didn't realize that going in, so I'm a little bit behind. And paint this up here. I was getting a little nervous with menthol and synthetic menthol, trying to get it on my lips. I had a really bad experience with Barrister Man's Terror. I bought it last summer, and it had a synthetic menthol in it, and for me it was terror. And it wasn't so much the cooling. I had got it on my lips, and then, you know, periodically you lick your lips, whatever, they get dry. So then, like, it got on my tongue, and it lasted all freaking day long. It altered my taste, and it wasn't so much like cool. It was almost like numbing. But anyways, I used it once, and I'm like, no way. I even actually had kissed my wife, and on my way out the door that day, and she actually felt her lips a little bit tingly and stuff, and she didn't like it. So that one got used once and then found a new home fairly quickly. So I'm always leery of the synthetic menthol. I can definitely feel some cooling or tingling. I don't know. I know like DK talks about the synthetic being more of a tingle than a cool, and versus like real menthol. I get why they use a synthetic because it doesn't interfere with the scent. The way that real menthol can. So I can definitely feel a little bit more blade with this. But it's still pretty smooth. I think if you get the angle right with the Karve, and the question is, will it be any more efficient than the B plate? And I think as you get bigger in the blade gap and blade exposure, I think is where you got to be more and more dialed in on your technique with this razor. Definitely feeling the cooling. So we'll see. This is definitely probably, I don't necessarily subscribe to scents being specific to a season. I mean, I get that there are certain scents that lend themselves to different times of the year. You know, fall more warm, summer more bright. But I think I feel like I could just use anything, any time of the year. So, but if you were a, you know, seasonal scent user, if you will, this would probably be spring, summer scent for sure. Got the cool going while half the country is frozen. So hopefully those of you out there that are in those areas of the country with power outages and everything, hopefully you're staying safe, you're staying warm, you have water. We're very fortunate here. We didn't have that kind of weather, but we have had it here before. So I know, and I've been without power. So I feel for you folks. We had a bad ice storm here in Eugene. I was gonna say 6 or 7 years ago, and I lost power for like 3 days. And then there was a ice storm actually 2 years ago, because we've lived in this house almost 2 years, and it was at the end of February that we moved into this house. And the week we were supposed to move in here, we had a bad ice storm, and the people that were trying to move out of here actually lost power in this house, and it delayed their move out. And so like we had sold our house, we had to be out of our house and into this house, and the people getting out of this house were late getting out. And so like we had like this really small window to just get all of our crap in this house. And I remember we just were shoving things in the garage just to get it in here. So anyways, we had not lost power at our house we were moving from, but this area of town has more above ground wiring. So I think they had a tree fall somewhere around here that knocked something major out, and so it took them a few days to get it on. So it was on by the time we moved in. But anyways, so I feel for you folks out there. Hopefully, you're, like I said, you're staying safe, you're staying warm, you have water, food, all that good stuff. All right, we're going for the third pass. We're going for a quick shave today. The C plate's working fine. I think, honestly, I'm still leaning for me. I think I'm a little underhydrated here, actually, if I'm looking at how thick this is going on. But like I said, I'm running late and I didn't really want to mess with the lather too much today. And I'm not as familiar with the sago base. I don't have a ton of Zíngari Man yet, although what I do have, I like. All right, pass 3. My wife is downstairs on the bike now. My daughter was up extremely early this morning. She's the one that sleeps in this household. So I think the B plate and even maybe the C plate here, you could probably get away with more buffing without over shaving. So I might be a little underhydrated, but it's not too, it's still shaving well. I mean, the sago base, I don't need to really say a lot about it. It's a good base. It's a good soap. Heather makes a very good product. All right, so my hybrid Fool's Pass. I just kind of pull on the skin a little bit more. All right. And then on the neck, I have some hairs that grow weird angles. So here I am in the dead of winter. It's cold here. There might be some snow here in Eugene later this week, so we'll see. I saw a few snowflakes like on Friday and Saturday, but who knows if we'll get that or not. All right, that's pass 3. And I'm gonna rinse the face. Hey, buddy. And that's what I get for being late today. There's my boy. Almost done, buddy.
What's that for?
What? That's my water. You wanna sit up here? I'm almost done with my video, okay? I'm gonna hang out there. All right, so we got invaded today. All right, so I don't know, there's probably ice in the splash. So this is the recovery splash. I like the recovery splash. I like it's thinner than the balm. It still does not have alcohol in it. But it's kind of, well, you're not gonna be able to see it because I won't be able to show you to you without, but it's kind of a white milkiness to it. Okay. So I think the recovery splash for me absorbs a little bit faster than the balm. It still feels a little bit alcohol splash-like without the alcohol. So to me, it's a nice medium between a balm and a splash. All right, there you have it, folks. Sun's in here. It's my cue to go. So see you soon on the channel. Thanks for tuning in today. There's the toilet lid. All right, we'll see you soon on the channel. Have a great one.